and shoulders. Shout out to the NTZ crew, all my members, SW Secrets to Success, Roger Walker, Blizzard Abroad, I love LaChance, Pearl and Edwards, What Times to Travel, man, all of y'all. Jacob J, Jeffrey Town, Michael Beach Alive, everybody's on here today. All my old heads. What's up, Eric Smith, Doubtful Genius? Thank y'all for your support. I'm on YouTube today. I'm just trying something. I'm experimenting. A vlogger suggested, he said, why don't you try that vertical a few times? Because he said he got some pretty good numbers, but I don't know. This may be my last time trying this. Any new viewers and subscribers join us today. Welcome. And anyone catching this on live stream. Eric Smith said, looking forward to another Epic Cow live stream. I love the regularity of these. When I see one coming up, I know what my evening will hold. I love this community. Thank you. And while you're at it, man, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with my content and my videos. Support the channel if you want. We always have a topic. Today's topic is the dog-eat-dog world of dating in the Philippines, where everything goes. You know, I wanted to talk about this. More and more victims when it shouldn't be, in my opinion. What's up, Williams? And, you know, what does dog-eat-dog mean? We hear that all the time. And, you know, a lot of times we use words and phrases that we vaguely know the meaning of, but I think everybody knows this, but this is right out of the dictionary. It says it's used to refer to a situation of fierce competition in which people are willing to harm each other in order to succeed. And that sums up the dating scene over here, whether you want to be naive or not. What's up, Dre's going global? Hood Jay, what's up? You down there in Atlanta. Hey, what's up, Robert? Scorpio, hey. Yes, eat or be eaten over here. If you watch my video today, just when you think you know everything about the Philippines, something else hits you upside the head. But this has been around for a while. I just forgot to talk about it. I was laying in my bed, you know, saying, you know, because I don't know what I'm going to talk about, and it's flashed across my mind that the Filipina sandwich, 2 foreigners and 1 Filipina. And she's not playing 2 foreigners. She has a foreigner boyfriend who's in and out, but she has her eyes on another foreigner that she likes, that she's giving all her attention to when you're not around. He knows about you, but you don't know about him. Okay, and he doesn't have to make the commitment and all that we do, the big commitment. He's living pretty good, by the way, on your dime. But y'all think that I just be on here talking. You don't give me any respect. A lot of times, it's the messenger, so you don't listen to the message. I got to tip my hat to vloggers. If anybody's watching this, you know good and damn well that every subject about the Philippines has probably been covered. Certainly dating and the tricks of the trade and all the games and the red flags. We've blown every whistle, guys. We turned over every stone. Vloggers are like the fine print that we ignore when we sign these contracts, only for it to come back and bite us. Whatever you experience over here, good or bad, a vlogger has experienced it. But because you don't like us, you ignore the message and you end up getting burned. There's no reason in the world men should be coming over here getting played the way we're getting played. That should have stopped a long time ago, years ago. But I was wrong. I give y'all too much credit. I'm thinking these guys surely have caught on to what's going on over here. But here's the pushback I get it. Men will say, oh, it's the same everywhere. The circumstances aren't the same over here. And certainly what's waiting for you when you get over here is not the same. She's unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So it's not the same. And that's why you end up getting your head busted. The playing field is not even over here. It's nowhere near fair at all. Because no matter how desperate and lonely and thirsty you think you are, her desperation is 10 times greater. They're willing to go to any lengths, guys, to get what they want. This is their advantage over us because we're not as desperate. We're not willing to go to any length. You think because you're flying 20 hours on a plane, 8,000 miles, that's nothing, man. And only when you get over here and see what you're dealing with will you be able to appreciate what you're up against. What's up, Geechee Line? He said, hello if you see me. Ian says, you look better with the wig on. Oh, no. He said the Panay Pat. No, this is the lowest on the totem pole I've seen. Because I'm not sharing a woman, not knowingly. But a lot of you guys you're here so infrequently, you're acting like you've got a real relationship. You may be gone for 3 months, 6 months. Some of you guys, a year. And you're just going to leave the woman over here in that apartment, in that house, thinking she's not going to do anything, like she's not human, like there's not a bigger, better deal walking around here in the Philippines. I'm not even talking about Filipino boyfriends. This is on a whole other level, guys. Geechee Land said, this is Isaac Hayes week, my musical father. Yeah, I believe he's been passed away. One Man's Journey, what's going on, brother? He said, morning, everyone. How about the Filipino guy banging your girl when you're back in your home country? Yeah, this is on a whole other level, though. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference except you got another foreigner over here. He's a lot angrier. He can certainly be a lot angrier than the Filipino man. He's going to make the woman jump through hoops and turn around in circles, bend over backwards, and everything else. What times you travel? Said, facts, Cal. My Filipino colleague used to live in the Philippines. He said a lot of women are dating more than one foreigner. Yeah, but this is kind of different because the man is intentionally doing it. He knows that the woman has a boyfriend. He sees y'all together. He knows everything about you. When you come in here, when you're leaving, how much money you sending. He's literally walking in your shoes. Certainly laying in your bed when you're gone. But that's just one of the damn games that are being played over here on us. There's no way in the world we should still be getting played over here. We've covered all the bases we thought. But when you're hungry and thirsty and desperate as some of us are, you don't see the flashing red lights. She's the exception. My woman's different from everybody else. But y'all don't understand, the women that we meet on those dating sites, they're not a true representation of Filipino people. They're a little bit hungrier. They're a little bit meaner and more likely to try some underhanded stuff, man. But we give them too much credit. The big mistake we make is, oh, women are the same everywhere. Well, the circumstances aren't. Until you get over here, or until you do your research and figure out that the woman you deal with might be eating peg 3 times a day. What's up, Kesman Flowers? He said fantasy is very different than the reality, and the reality can be shitty. Yeah. See, a lot of guys are using as a cop-out the information we give them. You know, just some truth. I say, oh, I might not even come to the Philippines then. No, it's not true. This information only applies to people who don't want to heed the warning, who are stupid, basically, who are so hungry that they can't be helped. Because there's great women over here, there's great people this is a great place to visit and retire. But they'll take the information we give them and say, oh, why am I coming 8,000 miles for that? Hey, Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He said, what's up, bro? Checking in from the Singapore machine. Excited about my weekend trip to Cebu. Dog eat dog, taking advantage of being in Southeast Asia. Keep up the good rest of videos, man. You inspire me. Thank you, brother. This is a real brother here, man. I met him at the meet and greet in Angeles City. See, a lot of times, whether you're a good guy or bad guy, you're not real to me until I actually see you. I don't know who's hiding behind those profiles. He said, when the cat's away, the mouse will play. What's up, Johnny S? Hey, happy birthday, Geechee Line. He said, take them to church, Cal. Well, I thought I did already, Son C. See, I was taking it for granted, giving people much too much credit. I'm not saying don't come over here that everybody gets screwed over, but far too many men are being screwed over here when they shouldn't be. Just simple stuff that we tell you. Hey, Gary, Dre's going global, says, hell to the no. Yeah. He said, the women of the Philippines don't give you any brownie points for traveling 8,000 miles. Say that again. They should, though, but they don't. They don't appreciate everything that we do just to get over here, just to be face to face with them. You know, these long distance relationships, man, I'm telling you guys, if you're in a long distance relationship, the best thing you can do is to close that gap as soon as possible. The longer you're away, the worse it is. You're going to, even if she is faithful, you're going to lose something in that distance and that time away from each other. The bond is not going to be as tight as it was. And they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. Well, man, listen to me. These women are human. He says, are you an OG? Yeah, I'm 61. But I just try to share my experience over here. Because we seem to think we're unique. And you're not going to experience the same things that all these bloggers experience over here. When they tell you what to look out for, what to watch out for. Don't do this, don't do that. You ignore the fine print. It's the same thing you do when you go buy that car. Or you sign up for these websites or you download these apps and all that stuff. There's fine print there that comes back and bites you and says, no, we're not going to pay for that. We don't cover that. We told you we were going to do that. We're going to sell your information and all that. Then you try to get mad. But the fine print is a vlogger. He said, I told you. Y'all understand? The devil is in the details. The devil is in the details. It's in that fine print that we ignore. So you come over here, you don't realize that. Okay, I was watching something the other day. The guy was sending a woman so much money and they're online chatting back and forth. And she's married with 2 kids. He took her to Rafi Tufo, though. But this type of stuff shouldn't be happening, man, because we tell you over and over, don't send me any money. You don't have any skins in the game. You're not responsible for people, grown-ass people who can get up and work on their damn own. Everybody hit the like button for Calvin. That's what Gary said. Thank you, man. Subscribe, man. Support this channel. You're not going to get this anywhere else. There's nobody else on YouTube like me. But y'all take it for granted. What's up, Kevin Strong? Saran a lot. What's up? What's up, Kamal? LA, Detroit. Well, you know, he says you can say the same about Filipino vloggers. Hungrier, trickier, hustler. Yeah, well, there's a guy who's exposing them. He's got a lot of balls, but I got to tip my hat to him Even though he don't like me, I'm going to give him credit for what he's doing. But I couldn't do it because I live over here. He's over in America. He can do that. He can shake up the dust, so to speak. I can't do that. I wouldn't do it anyway, but you're not going to listen to him because a lot of people don't like him. It's the messenger you're getting screwed up when you should be listening to the message. Even though what he's saying is nothing new, he's putting it out there for y'all in fine print. Saranala says, I went through hell during the lockdown. Couldn't come here for 2.5 years. Beating myself up, worrying about her loyalty. Look, man, that long distance relationship is a mental and physical torture. Even if it works out, you put yourself through all of that. So you're never going to be the same. Something's going to happen to you as a result of that. Like you said, always got her on your mind. You can't sleep at night. Is she with somebody? Even if she's the most faithful woman in the world, you're not with her. And it's worse after you've already been with her. Then you got to go back home for 6 months, 9 months, and all that stuff. Don't put yourself through that. But, y'all don't listen. What's up, Blizzard Abroad? Thanks for that super chat. He says, only one sunshine show is real talk. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that coming from another vlogger. Y'all support this man's channel. I mean, really. There's not enough vloggers. You know why? No, it's not enough vloggers? Because the information is not reaching everybody. Either that or you're not listening. But most of the time, you're not going to get tricked over here, Geechee Lion. If you've got, halfway decent intelligence and you know what to look for, we're just, okay, if somebody's been through a minefield and somebody who hasn't been through a minefield, who do you want to guide you across the damn minefield? This is all we're doing. We're saying, look, while you step over here, because some of these profiles are going to blow up on you, man. And a lot of times they do. What's up, Ron Lawson? He says, a doggy dog that they don't understand the stress we go through to make our money to get there. Yeah, to make our money, period. I'm going to tell you this. If you don't hear anything else on this live stream today, don't ever let your guard down. I don't care how much you vetted the woman, how long y'all been together, whether you married or not. You better keep your guard up. Don't ever let your guard down over here. The stakes are so much higher over here. That's the problem. Oh, it's the same everywhere. It's not the same. The playing field's not anywhere even. It's not fair. The stakes are so high over here, you can't even comprehend it. So when somebody tells you that, it goes over your head. They're willing to go to any lengths to get what they want. They do, and that's why they end up winning. Because you over here taking everything for granted. He said, Cal, I appreciate you getting me going at the gym. I met a fine Filipino woman, brother, in the gym. Rides a ninja and a gym rat. Yeah. He said, Cal, do you feel more welcome in the Philippines than your home country? Honestly, I feel welcome everywhere. But yeah, I'm going to tell you this. I love America. Don't get me wrong. I just got tired of working, really. And just working to live. But it's the way I carry myself. It's the people I surround myself with. I just don't face the same pressures over there as I do here. You do have life stressors everywhere. But the police don't bother me over here. That's all. But I get lonely as hell over here. If you think you're lonely over there, wait till you get over here. That's what we were talking about before. Can you truly break away? At some point, people go back home, man, because it's home. A lot of times when you're over, it's not that you don't feel welcome. Sometimes you don't fit in. When they're celebrating certain holidays and traditions and stuff, you don't get it. You feel like you're left out. But then you take in account all the other reasons that make this such a good place. It's certainly a trade-off, but to answer your question, I really feel comfortable anywhere, but I just don't have the triangle of death over here, Kesman. The thugs over here don't bother me. I'm not as stressed over here. And the police. He said, facts. Golden Gate said, what time's the Travis? You can't beat that combo. Moments we miss at LDR's fantasy. I mean, even if you both are faithful, man, it's not a real relationship. How can you carry on a relationship on the other end of the earth? This is part of the fine print that people ignore. Because you call yourself girlfriend and boyfriend. If you're not somewhere where I can reach out and touch you, it's not real. Now, people have to go back home for different things, emergencies, take care of business, and then you come back. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you come over here for one time, you meet a woman, and then go back and you can only come here once a year or something because you're on the hamster wheel. Or you calling it a relationship before you ever come over here. You're chatting. LA Detroit said, double true, long distance relationship for 3 years, 4 months. He said, my dick was never the same. LOL, but she tried to kill me after she got here. Yeah, you know, something changes. Something changes, man. But I'm going to say something else. When you're over here, one of the things to look for, if she's not into you, man, don't waste your time. Get away from there and find somebody that's into you, and you will know she's into you. There's no guessing when a Filipina's into you. They fuss over you, man. They just do every little bitty thing to make you happy. You have no reason to question her. But if you're questioning yourself, like, does she really like me or not, man, find somebody else. I don't care what she looks like. Because that's a sign that she's got a roving eye. Yeah, 18 to 80, blind, crooked, or crazy. It's true. But that don't mean she's into you. That just means she's willing to go to any lengths to get what she wants. What's up, Gene? He said, it did work out for me, though. You actually helped me by looking for the red flags. Yeah, but guess what? You closed that gap as soon as you could, Saran a lot. A lot of men don't do that. And they can't do it for some reason. So why even come over here and start that engine? Because, man, that car's going to run you over eventually. There's nothing worse than being into a woman and you know some other man, she's into some other man. So no matter how much money you pour into the relationship and all that, it doesn't mean anything. What's up, Chi-Town? If you're watching, hit the like button. It's free. Thank you. What's up, Michael Alexander? He said, this is a much needed topic. Well, I thought we covered it all. But I'm giving people too much credit. Just when you think you know everything about the Philippines, something else is going to pop up. But y'all ignore the fine print. And then it comes back and bites you. No, we don't cover that. We told you it's going to happen to you. It's in there. You just didn't read it. He said, my home doesn't feel like home anymore. It never has. I love LaChan says, it gets lonely hearing all that conversation in foreign language. I'll be experiencing that next week. It does, you know, your home country is your home country. I love America, man. I just, just living there. If I live there, I have to work. And I just don't want to work anymore. I'm not lazy. I just put in 40 years, really more. I've been working since I was 10 or 11, selling candy door to door. But officially since I was 17 until I was 55. He said, facts, said Kesman Flowers. Said, glitch in the matrix says, yeah, loneliness can kill you faster. It'll kill you over here. Eventually, I see why guys, they take breaks. See, I haven't had a break over here in almost 6 years. This is the longest I've ever been away from home. Eventually, I'm going to go home. How long? I don't know. Freddie Fourfinger said, dang, you cry like a schoolgirl, man up. Now you man up and get off on my channel and act like a grown man. Okay, you're probably somebody's father or something. I hope you're not married to anybody. No woman in a right man would marry a sorry sucker like you. Thanks for the algorithm, by the way, fool. He says, I miss my grandbabies in the U.S., but after living over 2 years here in Thailand, life is so much easier. I live here, but only existed in the U.S. Yeah, it's a trade-off, man. When you miss people like that, it does something to you, though. You're never the same. You can hide it and you can stuff it, but missing your grandchildren and children and friends and all of that, it changes you some kind of way. As long as you're willing to pay that price, you're going to be okay. But I get down here, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but long-distance relationships are for suckers. You better close that gap as soon as possible. You lose something in that distance, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not. It wears you down. It's mental and physical torture. Moments with miss, you're spitting gold tonight. I have to say I'm missing the wig just a little. And see, here's the thing. Trust has to be earned, not traded for a piece of booty. Which is what y'all doing. Y'all think because a woman lays down with you, oh, I can trust her now. I can go ahead and rent the apartment and be 8,000 miles away and give her this apartment in the condo. Right in the middle of IT Park, the house, let alone. A young woman. You've already scratched the itch. Now she's itching again. What's up? What happened?
So I asked her, you want to go with me to college?
You want to take her? Because there's no school tomorrow.
Yeah, but we're going to clean in there.
He said, do you have to be a certain age to get Social Security? Well, officially it's 62, but you can get it under some different circumstances. You can get what? Disability? Get out of here, booby. Crazy. You can get it as a dependent. Like when I get my Social Security, Booby's going to draw Social Security from me. But normally you're 62 in America.
And you stay with Daddy. So Daddy can go.
He says, I had to let my woman go, brother, in the Philippines. Her parents wanted me to marry her, Cal. Can't do it no more. Wow, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Man, y'all been together for a while.
Is this Daddy's?
Oh, that's mine. Oh, my God.
Wow. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. I know y'all had something going on, man. But I wish I had guys on here that would come forward and bear witness to the fact. Because I got a friend now, he's getting ready to break up with his girlfriend. She's been lying to him the whole 18 months or something they've been together. It just came to a boil. He was like, I don't want a woman that I can't trust, that I don't know what to believe anymore. So he's putting her on a plane today and sending her home.
Take off my shoes.
Yeah, take them off.
Why is it that?
I cannot.
Okay, here. Let me take Booby's shoes off. Where'd you get these nice looking shoes, Boo? Boo got the Jordans. No. I don't know what where'd you get them around the market? How much you pay for this thing?
How about the midras?
300.
The what? She talks to me in Messiah. Instead of saying, how about the socks? She says, what? What's he call it? Mijas.
Yeah.
He says, I couldn't stay in the same country for that long, Cal. I love traveling too much. Yeah, well, me and Merlin's going to get out. You know, once Booby gets a little bit older. But we're going to Vietnam. We've been invited by TJ. But, yeah, you're right. But when you have a little daughter like this, you know, it kind of sets your schedule for you a little bit. Okay, he says, Joshua, yes, the SRV is at 50 and over, yeah. So he was talking about Social Security, I thought. What's up, Thomas? He said, you never stop missing your family, but you got to live your own life. Yeah, that's true. It's a trade-off. And some people can't make that trade. And then some people have to go back for doctor reasons, and, you know, especially a lot of people drawing disability and stuff. He said, Jeffrey Taylor said, you have to be built different to be willing to live long-term away from our home countries. Yeah, you've been gone for how long, Jeffrey?
Under the sea.
20 years or something? You do have to be built different. It's not for everybody can't do it. And so you see guys, you know, they come over here and they're gone. Most people, I told y'all, they don't stay here anywhere near 2 years. They can't do it. They'll come up with a reason. And it doesn't even make sense to them. But they got to have an excuse. And thank you, man. Moses Mitch says, it's kind of like going on vacation with lifetime payments afterwards. I really am on a lifetime vacation. See, I can never really get tired of the life I'm living here. I'm just afraid that I'm going to go home and my bubble's going to burst some kind of way. Something's going to happen to keep me over there longer than what I'm supposed to. Remember, this is all in my mind. You just don't get tired of the life I'm living, man, over here. And I don't go anywhere because I don't want to go anywhere. I could. But I really got it good. I wouldn't lie to you. But do I miss my children and grandchildren? Yeah, I do. And my friends and my family. But when I play that tape all the way through, when I'm at home, it's crickets. No one comes around.
No.
Frank Ellis says, aren't you married? How does your wife feel about the traveling? He says, Sophia's still wearing her shoes. She wears them. She can't wear them to school. You know, the shoes get your line painted.
Yeah.
They was for Booby, but they was too big.
Yeah.
James Max says, I don't care where we're at. If she respects you, is loyal, then you can probably trust her, but good luck finding a unicorn. What we're saying is, most of the women over here are good women. But we're talking about guys who don't listen, who just come over here and think they take everything for face value. Literally for face value. And they miss all the flashing red lights. There's great women over here on those dating sites, believe it or not. 99% of us meet our women on the dating site. They're not going to do all of that, but we have to put the information out there. We'd be wrong, James, if we didn't. I got to keep on doing it now. I'd slow down on some of this stuff. But hell, stories is popping up all over the place now. And then, you know, it flashed across my mind, you know, I'm seeing it, man, with my own eyes. That women have more than one foreigner. I'm talking about, but the foreigner over here knows about it. It's not like the Filipinos playing two men. No, they're a couple. They're playing you. And I was like, man, how low down is that? How hungry does somebody have to be to do that? But everything goes over here. It's a dog-eat-dog world. she wants you to keep sending that money. She needs it. Jeffrey Taylor said, oh, 30 plus years. He said, I should be guilty, but I don't really miss my family in the U.S. I didn't block you. But now I am, because now you want to attack me. Block this Freddie Four Fingers. I mean, you know, these guys, man, they're just, I don't know. They don't have nothing to do. Pumpkin Joe, Philippine Experience says, when I started dating my wife, I sent her shopping alone knowing the prices and if she'd bring my change. If she worked where she claimed and her province to see if she had kids. I had to verify. Yeah. Most of the women over here are good women. You got a good wife. But it happens, man. You know, you see it, so you talk about it. You basically report it. We're street reporters over here. Everything's not always what it seems. What's that rap song a long time ago? You might get food if you come from out of town. You know, and that's what happens over here. Guys are just unsuspecting because the woman you deal with is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So, you know, to the guys who say, oh, it's like that everywhere, no, it's not. The circumstances aren't the same. Let me say this, and a lot of you guys don't realize this. We're being made fun of over here. We're the butt of jokes. They know why they bring you over here, to spend money. Okay, the best of them. That's what's expected of you. So by me telling you this, at least you know. But yeah, that's the reason she's on the dating site. And if you're not spending money, man, you know, she's being talked about. But yeah, we're the butt of jokes over here. We're being made fun of. Because the women on the dating sites, guys, they're not a true representation of Filipino people. They're a little bit hungrier. They're a little bit meaner. They're a little bit trickier. But that's why they're there. So you need to know, read the fine print. Slow down some.
That's not like that.
We jump into bed with them the minute we meet them, so we thought I can trust her. She's a good woman. He says, woo before the sun. He says, with my circumstances, I stay in the Philippines for 6 weeks and Australia for 2 weeks. That's 6 or 7 trips a year. It's an interesting life. Yeah, that's expensive too, but it probably is interesting, yeah. Dre's going global, said, Cal, I'm on the hamster wheel driving trucks, but next year I'm buying my own truck and hire someone to drive it, and I'll work remotely. Dispatch other trucks. That way I can be close to my girl and son. Yeah, it makes sense. Why are we expecting women here to be unhuman, I guess? Remember, when she starts itching, who's going to scratch the itch? What times the traveler says her mother works with a barangay captain in their province. They want to talk to me. I'm going back in September. Wish me luck. My woman really depressed. I hope I don't F things up. But just say you're not ready to be married yet, man. Put your foot down. Get the family out of y'all's business. You said she's what, 37 or something? Merlin's mother doesn't get in our relationship. Unless she's talking to Merlin, she don't say anything to me about marrying Merlin and give Merlin this amount and don't do this and don't do that.
That's funny.
Yeah, they need to get out of y'all's relationship. She's a grown-ass woman. Moments of Miss said, just about all my family is gone. It's been that way for me for quite a while now. You would miss your day-to-day activities, Mitch. You would miss going down and buying one of them old A&W root beers and whatever it is, sitting back in that lazy boy watching your favorite TV show, you're just gonna miss it. That's just how it is. Tony Rain said, Calvin, how does a Western man date an Asian woman without westernizing her? Well, see, I've already said that. It's impossible, really. But you try to get a balance, she's going to change you in certain ways, but you're right. I tell guys all the time, you don't have to take her to your country to westernize her. You're going to do it. Period. The good thing is she's still in her country, so you're not going to change her 100% because she's still close to everything. But yeah, you westernize her, you're going to change it. It's impossible. He says, what I mean by that is once we rub off on her, she might as well be an American girl stripped of the qualities we love. No, they don't change like that. No, they don't change like that. They change by the standard of living goes way up. Their wants are different. Okay, but no, they're not going to change like that. If a woman has a personality shift like that, it was already there, whether you came along or not. And that would be a red flag for me if all of a sudden she started acting like Big Shirley. Now, we've been together almost 6 years. Marilyn hasn't changed. She's still a Filipina. But we travel a lot. We meet a lot of different people. We live a Western lifestyle over here. So in that way, in that respect, yeah. But as far as her personality, no. She don't look down. She's a Filipino woman. Now, if I took her home, it's going to be different. Now she's surrounded by Western culture. She may start watching Monday Night Football and all that. Certainly, the foolishness that goes on there with women, that entitlement, carrying those big expensive purses and all that stuff. He says, I met man on Badoo while working in Kuwait. She was also working in Kuwait. She had been working there 5 years. I got her out of that indentured servitude. Yeah. And I made a video about that nobody else makes, that Filipino vloggers should be making. My amazing foreign boyfriend or husband. And the things we do for them that we never get any credit for. And you're never going to get credit for that. You have to just know within yourself, you did the right thing and you helped her. But don't expect a pat on the back because they expect you to do that if you're a foreigner. It's different over here, man. He says, I've known Filipinas that have multiple foreigners and a live-in Filipino partner with kids. The scam game is very real. I know of many cheaters that live near me or even distant relatives. Yeah, but I don't want to mark every woman as that. I'm just saying this is what's happening if you're not careful. If you get in a hurry and you start trusting people you shouldn't be trusting, committing to people you have no business committing to, rushing, which is what we do. I don't know why we rush, why we're in such a hurry. Once you get over here, okay, now you're here. Now you can slow down. But everything goes over here. All the games that the vloggers talk about and you hear other people in social media chats and online talking about, we've covered just about everything. But it doesn't seem to be helping. Why? I don't know. Seems to be no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're too nice. That's part of the problem too. We're too damn nice. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We don't want to offend anybody. So we go along with the bullshit, man. Yeah, we got rid of them. He said, you're right about the boyfriend had. And I started looking at a profile on Facebook that made a comment on my page today. If you know how to look through, you'll see it. Yeah. But we're in such of a hurry. We're so lonely. We're so desperate. We want to believe anything. But you don't understand that she's so much more desperate than you. If you just slow down a little bit and try to get to know the woman, I'll let all that come out. Because it's going to come out pretty quick. And if it don't, then that's a red flag. But it's a dog-eat-dog world as far as dating is concerned over here. As a man who's even thinking about coming here to visit, meet anybody, retire, you ought to know by now what you're getting into. The risk involved in all of that. But y'all act like you don't. You act like nobody's been talking about it for however many years. And hundreds of videos out there. How in the world can a man come forward and say he's been scammed or cheated with all the information out there? You know how? You're not reading the fine print. The devil's in the details. Yeah, I can't either, Frank Ellis. I can't share a woman. But some people can. They cut from a different cloth. Larry says, for all that don't know now, you can start drawing your Social Security 90 days prior to your 62nd birthday. I know you can sign up for it, but I think you actually get your first check or first deposit the month after, right? They won't tell you about this and let you lose that money. Oh, wow, too, for Confident Voice speaks. She says, I know a Filipino girl that got about 5 guys sending her money. One American, one Singaporean, and the others are Malaysians. They're going to get away with as much as you allow them to because you're not over here. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them. But this is what we do. We trade trust for love. You know, and I got Booby in here, so I can't say what I really want to say. James Mack says, I would hope these guys would know better by now. Yeah, well, man, hope in one hand and shit in the other. Okay, I'm sorry, man. They're just not learning. They've taken this 18 to 80 and ran with it. Not realizing that the woman that's involved in the situation, she's doing it because she's willing to go to any lengths to get what she wants. Doesn't mean she loves you and she's into you. But you take that, you run with it, you fall in love and all of that, in lust. She's looking at somebody else. So when you go home, you're still sending money. And the reason why people say it's not happening to me, because they don't know that it's happening to them. They don't have the slightest idea. They could never imagine the woman they've been dealing with, they think they know all this time, doing that. I see it. Okay, I'm not talking about all Filipinos, not Filipino people. I'm talking about the women we deal with. Man, they're trickier. They're a little harder than the typical Filipino people. That's why they get on that dating site. But I've seen them, they look innocent, and I be damned. They fucking out of both draw legs. Booby's over here. She gets it. Daddy, that's a bad word. He says she's like Filipino elite now. Alvin Hebron said, we should already know about the agreement. Yeah, it's even deeper than that. You know, let's talk about some of the other games they play. I did a video a long time ago about some of the other games they play. Like, oh, they're going to meet you at the airport, and then they show up with 3 or 4 of their family members. Or you say, oh, let's go to the beach, and they bring everybody. Oh, we're not going to be together until we get married. Or I don't have any children, and you got 2 or 3. Or all my children are by the same man, and then you got 3 baby daddies, or 10, or whatever it is. These are the games they play. I've never been married, but you're married. But you just separated. It's so many games. Somebody's sick. My mama's sick. Now my grandmama's sick. Or I'm pregnant. I lost a baby. It's so much that goes on over here. Or you'll come over here and the woman's pregnant already. Okay, what about that game? Because you didn't send her to the doctor. You don't know if a woman's pregnant. You can't look at a woman and tell she's pregnant. You can't do it. But these are some of the games that's being played on us. Or you give her money to go to the doctor and she don't go. And they create all these fake receipts and documents and everything like that. Man, they go to extreme lengths over here. And you can say, well, they do it everywhere. I'm not everywhere. I'm over here. So I got to tell you about what I'm seeing over here, what I'm experiencing. State of mind says hunger, compassion, and poverty are different over here. And we don't get it. That's why so many guys get played. Thank you. Say that again, man. The playing field is not even. It's not fair. It's not the same playing field where you come from. Because some guy, go look under the comments to the video today. He says, I don't have to come 8,000 miles. They're doing that over here. Not on the level they're doing it here, dude. It's totally different. He said, if you think she's fine, so does other men. I'm going to say this again because I say it all the time. If it were not true that Filipino women are good women, there would be more victims. This country would be littered with the bodies of foreign men. But fact is, most of the women that we deal with are good women. They're actually great women. But you have to tell that other side of the story as a precautionary tale. But because there should be more heads being chopped off over here, because we stretch our necks out there. We put our necks out there to be chopped off, but the woman doesn't do it. It's not in her to do it. So let me be fair. But the fine print in the dating over here says she's going to go to any lengths. You cannot trust her any far as you can see her. Trust needs to be earned, not traded. LDRs is the last thing you should be involved in. The devil's in the details. But you think, I'm this city slicker. I'm from America, England, France. There's no way a little, woman from the province can pull something over on me until she does it. Yeah, he said, no LDR. Baby D said, what's up, Mr. Cal? He said, some of those women are looking for the right guy that wants to come be with her. Yeah, they are. We don't get lucky. We get unlucky. So this live stream is about the people who get unlucky and how to avoid being unlucky. Don't commit too soon. Don't get involved in the LDR. Okay, say, we had a good time. When I come back over here, things are the same because she wants you to commit. So when you go back home, you think, oh, we're an item. So send me the money. Meanwhile, she's itching. And pretty soon somebody's going to be a scratching. Pumpkin Joe Philippine Spirit says your culture and standard of living will rub off on her. My wife tells me all the time how being with me has changed her. My wife and the Filipino culture has changed me just as much. Yeah, but your wife is still a Filipina. Now, if you take her over there, it's going to be different because I've probably changed just as much. Because if I go home and start doing some of the things that I do over here, people going to look at me like, yeah, you changed. Okay, Dre, thank you, brother. Robert G said, most of the Philippine women foreigners date are from hard and poor backgrounds. They can be sweet and kind, but quit thinking you're getting top tier ladies. Well, see, we don't want to even start talking about that. Oh, that's subjective, but what you're right about the hard and poor background. But what do you consider a top tier woman? Because if she's a Filipino, she's still going to have that thick culture that's over here. I'm not going to get into that, all my woman's better than your stuff. You're not dating top tier women in your country, Robert G. If you was, then why are you over here doing it? See, that's why that goes out the window. That kind of talk goes out the window. You're not dating top tier women over there. What do you think, Filipino? So you're saying Filipino women are inferior. So their top tier women will date you. When the top tier women in your country won't date you. So, is that what you're saying? You're not getting top tier in your country, guy. I'm sorry, you're not. He says, that's what I'm saying, Cal. I'm not getting married. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah, put your foot down. But this top tier stuff, man, is old. It's tired, man. It's not true. Some of these guys do have top tier women. What do you consider a top tier woman? How are they going to get a top tier woman over here? They have no experience dating and talking to top tier women. She's top tier if you think she's top tier. She might be top tier for him. He's 73. She's 33 with a college degree. No children. Or 1 or 2 children. You don't think that's top tier for a 73-year-old man? You don't know what you're talking about. It's all subjective. But all this top tier stuff, you're not top tier. So what makes you think a woman, this kind of stuff gets to me, man, because guys are making videos on how to attract upper class Filipinos. Dude, you're not upper class. I mean, if you're upper class, then that's a different story. But most of the people come over here are long past their prime. They're well past their prime. They're anywhere from a 2 to a 5 on a reality scale. But they're talking about coming over here because in our minds, we think we're better than Filipinos. We think they're beneath us. So if I'm dating 3s over there, I can come over here and date 15s. You have no experience dating top tier women. You're not top tier. He said, starts on the dating site. He said, now I believe on why they mostly end in divorce. Man, these relationships over here are something totally different. They take off like a rocket ship. You're doing all kinds of stuff like you've been together for 10 years. You're doing all that on the first night. I mean, everything goes. You got to understand that something's different, man. He says, I believe the woman you want should need you. If she doesn't need you, don't marry her. Have fun, but that's it. Yeah, but why marry? Why are we even talking about marrying so quick? A lot of us, believe it or not, we get off the plane with the intent of marrying women already. I don't get it. Why do we bring men? Marriage should be way on the horizon somewhere. He said, I heard a few old people say it. Now I finally understand. Okay, so how long do you have to be with a woman or man or whatever? What is it that you need to know, before you start talking marriage? Is there some type of expiration date, shelf life? What is it that makes you start talking about marriage? And how soon or whatever? What does she have to do? He says LDR is a fantasy. Yeah, it's a conversation, really. But again, the women that we deal with, and I agree with Robert G., they don't represent the typical Filipino people. Okay? Something's went off into their mind to make them get on that dating site and put themselves out there like that. The stakes are so much higher for them than it is for us. And that's why we're getting taken advantage of. Because we come over here like, oh, it's just another day at the office. No, it's not. Yeah, these games are brutal, man. He said, bring her to the U.S. and sign her up for the mother boy. Yeah. Yeah, he said, that's exactly right, Cal. What's top tier? I don't know, but you get these guys on here talking about that. And upper class and high class and all of this. Remember, you're going to date who you are. Imagine me coming over here. I'd feel so uncomfortable. Whatever a top tier woman is, I'm going to date somebody in my lane, basically. I'm not going to get out of my lane because I'm in the Philippines. Is she more attractive? Is she younger? Yeah. But top tier and upper class and high class and all that stuff, I don't get it, guys. Because most of the women over here, they have college degrees that we deal with. Merlin certainly has a college degree. So I don't know what you mean by that. Top tier women pays for the guy. Yeah, well, you're going to get that over here. Find somebody like that. So now, what's the point? What's up, Mike? Yeah. White samurai. Okay. He said, got top tier in looks here in LA. Problem was they all had crappy personalities and values here in the West. Yeah, we'd have to define what top tier is first. Because if you come to some of the meet and greets, you'll see that some of these guys got stunners. So would that be top tier? Would that be considered top tier just looks? Is that what you're talking about? What's going on? Have you talked to the lady yet? He said 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy ain't going to work in your home country. That's right. It's not going to work. Because the circumstances aren't the same. But that's what they'll get on here and say, Jacob Tanjay. Oh, women are the same everywhere. It may be true, but the circumstances aren't the same. Okay? But the thirst is real. And what happens is women can smell desperation. And what we do is we give off the impression that we need women, the women over here, more than they need us. That's just not true. But that's the impression we're giving them. Look at the vlogs that they're doing. Look at what they're talking about. It's all about them. Nothing's about you. It's all about me. You should be paying that money and getting on a plane and flying over 8,000 miles and all that. Until you can stop that, really. That's what has flipped the script. We give off that impression because you hear them saying, oh, yeah, well, you can't get a woman. Well, how you know I can't get a woman over there? Who told you that? You've never been to America before. Be quiet. You're going by hearsay. But it's in their mind already. That you need them more than they need you. Bull crap. It's bull. Because what happens is no matter how desperate you are and hungry and thirsty you are, eventually the dust is going to settle. And you're going to see everything for what it is. It's going to settle. How long does that take? I don't know. It depends on who you are, how sharp you are, how thirsty you are. But it's going to settle. But y'all don't listen to vloggers. There's too many vloggers, you say. It's not enough vloggers because the message is not getting out there. We're the fine print that people ignore when they sign these contracts and stuff. Download these websites and apps. You don't know what you're getting into. It's the same thing when you come over here, but when somebody tries to tell you, because you don't like them or their delivery or whatever it is, you throw the message out too. You throw the baby out with the bathwater. Is that what they say? The devil's in the details. You better start paying attention to some of these details. It's so many vlogs on YouTube about dating and the ups and downs, the highs and the lows, but we're not paying attention. Our attention span is too short. All you got to do is pay attention. You can see it's right there in front of your face. Stop giving the impression that you need her so bad. That's too good to be true. Put a little bit more faith in what you're hearing online. It's like a smorgasbord. Take what you want and leave the rest. But whatever happens to you over here, good or bad, somebody else has experienced it. And that's why we're talking about it. I seen some guy made a pretty good video. He's talking about the dark side of the Philippines. You know, a lot of the stories were old stories, but they're not old to somebody just now starting to watch this genre. And he was talking about different cases. There shouldn't be any more of those cases. But there's one happening right now because some guy thinks that all women are the same. And I just do what I was doing at home. It's no different in the Philippines. So he gets over here and that woman's waiting for him at the airport, unlike anything he's ever dealt with before. Willing to jump through hoops, run around in circles, bend over back, everything. Bend over, touch her toes, everything. Retired 2019 said, fellas, hit the like button. Yeah, thank you, man. You know, show the channel some support. You know, because when I wasn't on here, you was writing me, hey, why'd you stop? We need you. Now I'm here and you take me for granted. But let me repeat something. This doesn't happen to everyone, guys. Only the ones who don't heed the warnings and who think circumstances don't matter or they're the same everywhere. Yeah, he said, just in a hurry to get the government and church involved in your affairs of the heart. That's marriage. You want that? Fine. Maybe you got good reasons, but know each other 7 years first. That's good information. I don't know what the timeline is. But people start talking about marriage. I mean, the minute they start coming over here, it's like, hold on, man. Hold your horses. Slow down. Yeah, Marlon, thank you. He said, let's hit that like button. He said, I think maybe men think they have reached nirvana when they see that hot Filipino babe. Probably why men want to get married to them so fast. Slow your roll, man. Yeah, let the dust settle. You know, after you had all your oil, your pipes oiled, greased, and, you know, you kind of, the excitement is rubbed off. Does she still make you feel that way? See, now we're talking. But you jump over here because everything takes off like a rocket. See, I don't have anything to gain when I tell you that Merlin turns me on more now than she did when I first met her. But she's kind of like transformed herself. But she still does it for me. But the dust is already settled. Mike Dawsonville says you have to have some kind of connection with the woman before you can discuss marriage. That's my belief. They think the connection is the in and out. They think that's the connection. That's the only connection they need, Mike, is the in and out. Moments of Mitch, see, this is good. He says, I've never seen a beautiful woman and wondered if she had a degree. That's just funny. It is funny. But this is the way these tough guys talk when they come online and we're talking about the Philippines. Now, all of a sudden, oh, they can get all the top tier women that they want. It's bullshit, and they know it. And what constitutes a top tier woman? You're right. You go to Boracay. You see all that beauty walking up and down the beach. You don't even have to go to Boracay. Go around in downtown San Carlos City. You're not thinking about education and all that stuff, man. He said, top tier, by what measure? Top tier is out of reach for ordinary folks anywhere. That's right. But this is what they want. This is the message they're sending guys over here. And they get over here, and they're all screwed up. Top tier, upper class. You're getting the bottom of the barrel. Damn it, we're the bottom of the barrel. Most of us. That's why we over here. The only thing we got is a pension. I mean, if you be honest with yourself, you're not top tier over there. If you was, why would you be over here if you were top tier? And you're enjoying everything that America has to offer. They have a whole lot more to offer than here. There's a reason you're here. Thank you, Thomas. He says, you'll never date out of your league, Cal. That's right. But for some reason, guys think they do. He said, you could probably just get about anybody you wanted. You got game and the gift of gab. You know, but you're never going to, what you said in the beginning is true. See, you're not going to jump in the deep end of the water, Thomas, if you can't swim. You're not going to act against your thinking. So even if you could get a top tier woman, but your thinking tells you you can't do it. So guess what? You're not going to do it. You're never going to approach a top tier woman. I think I got a top tier woman now. In my standards, you know, she checks all the boxes. I mean, I'm realistic. I'm not living a fantasy. I want a real woman. I don't want that top tier stuff, whatever that is. That upper class stuff, because it's going to come with problems. And then I may not have enough money. Okay, I got enough money for the regular people, but I may not have enough money for the top tier. Because everybody's chasing the top tier. And this is the problem. We got a lot of these women over here thinking they're top tier when they're not. They're nowhere near top tier. But when you got people talking like that, he said top tier is subjective, but the average man judges women based on physical attributes. Yeah, we don't care about their money, education, but you're telling the truth, Kevin. It's true. Yeah, he said top tier women for guys in the 60s, 70s, 80s is bonkers. Yeah, it's crazy. It's the same thing as when they say don't leave with your wallet. You're going to tell somebody in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, bunions on their toes, you know, hands rough as sandpaper, don't leave with your wallet over here in the Philippines. When that's the only reason the women are dealing with you is your wallet. It's just not realistic. I don't tell guys that stuff anymore. Because when you think about it, you're not talking to the same people. There's people listening right now who are in their 30s and 40s who may think, well, you know, they're not there yet, where they think they have to use their money or their influence to get to first base with a woman. But the majority of people watching me, they know the truth. How in the world are you going to come over and get a beautiful, attractive young lady? What are you going to do? What's going to make her so attracted to you then? Can somebody answer that? True says, consider yourself a lucky man. Now, this is the True channel. You know, it's all subjective, but they'll tell you, you know, here's the thing about, here's another dynamic that messes things up. We tell the women everything about us. They tell you very little about them. You know very little about the woman. They're reserved enough. They can keep all that stuff private. You got to dig it out of them. You don't know how many children they got. You don't know how many times they've been married, how many boyfriends they had. Have you ever had an abortion? You don't know any of that because, first of all, you're not going to ask them that stuff. You're just with her. You're looking at, like Kevin Strong said, the physical attributes. You're throwing everything else out the window. You're afraid to ask the real questions that's going to even let you know if I've got a top tier woman or not. Have you ever sucked a dick before? You're not going to ask her that. Alvin says, I'm paying the money to visit, not for a woman. Well, you're not going to deal with a woman then, Alvin, over here. The women don't have any money over here that we deal with, okay? Just by default, you're going to have to spend money. If you take a woman out on a date, there is no Dutch. If you go to Baraka, you got to buy her plane ticket. You got to pay for the hotel. You got to buy the food and probably buy her a bikini. I mean, you guys are in Wonderland somewhere. See, you know, I could make a video, you know, what men always say they're not going to do, and then they end up doing it over here. And that's one of them. Oh, I'm not going to be involved with a woman, they'll say. I'm going to be single. Oh, I'm not going to spend money on a woman. Oh, I'm not going to move in with a woman. I'm not going to get married. I'm not going to have children. I'm not going to... They call it that when they get here. It's easy to say what you're not going to do over there. These women with these physical attributes, a lot of them have children. You're going to throw that out the window. And if you don't, you're going to be waiting around her for a long, long time trying to find the perfect woman. But to say you're coming over her, you're not going to spend money, Al, I'm sorry, man. You don't need to come here then. Because the women we deal with on the dating site, they don't have 2 pesos to rub together. All right. Yeah, the man, he said, man, the dust will settle. He said, that's a good one, huh? It is going to settle. And she's not going to, hopefully she looks as good in the end as she did in the beginning. But what if she doesn't? And you spent all that money, made all those promises, even went and got married. What's up, Chaz Dale B? What's up? What times it travels? Blizzard Broad said, we act like we need so little to be satisfied. Hell no. The 3 Ps is just the start. Yeah, eventually, yeah. You know, what? Peace of mind, piece of ass, and what was the other? A piece of chicken. That, you know. But we've given off the impression that we need them more than they need us. We need to stop that conversation right there. We need to flip that over because it's not true. But they've already got that into their minds. We've already beat that into their subconscious minds. If you don't believe me, just watch the videos that the women make. It's all about them. When they're never going to tell you because we won't ask them. What are you bringing to the table, really, lady? Since you're supposed to be so damn special. You're not bringing anything to the table. What really do you have to offer? Have you ever asked any of these Filipino bloggers that make the Filipino woman out to be so great? I'm not picking on Filipino women, but we're dating Filipino women. And I'm saying this is the conversation now. That she's got everything and we got nothing. We just tired old men coming over here ready to die. You know, that's the discussion we need to have with these women. Every time they make one of these videos, So what are you bringing to the table, lady? Ask the guy who's got the woman by his side that they do videos and stuff together. Ask her. But she never going to be honest. She lets him do all the talking, and he brags about her. And, you know, it's too good to be true. It's the best thing I've ever had. Well, if they hear that enough, guess what? They're going to start believing it. When the whole world's telling you how beautiful you are, you start believing it. Even the ones who aren't beautiful. Yeah, he said, Cal, exactly. What I did. They don't have any money. Yeah, but the guys always say what they're not going to do when they get to the Philippines. You know, the video could be the lies men tell themselves about the Philippines. I'm not going to spend any money on a woman. I'm only coming over there, you know, to go scuba diving. I don't date single mothers. These are the lies we tell ourselves about the Philippines. I'm not going to date young women. Yeah, it's 40 to 50. He says, but it's a lot of money, Passport X. He says, I'm coming there for 3 months with a budget of 900,000 pesos. Wow. Robert Sample said, truth like a mug. And he knows he spent how many days you was here? And he spent 180,000. Not to say that the woman he wasn't with wasn't a nice woman and everything like that, but she didn't have 180,000. What was you here for 7 days or something like that? It's a lot of damn money to spend in 7 days. 180,000. But this is all the lies men tell themselves about the Philippines. But yeah, there's so much information out here that it's hard to feel sorry for anybody that has a bad experience over here. You got unlucky. And, you know, can you blame it on the woman? No, you got to blame it on yourself. Somebody said it earlier. I think Thomas might have said it. The woman didn't scam you. You did it. We think that every woman over here is a damn 10 or 15. So Ronald says, good luck. You look at them and they get pregnant. They're very fertile over here, especially if they already have a kid. They won't be afraid to get pregnant to keep you. Well, I say it all the time. You can just blow on them, man. You know, it's not like over in the West where women are taking all the crazy stuff, messed up their system. They're really not Big Shirley, but it's all that old unnatural birth control and stuff that they're taking, blow them up like a balloon. But over here, they don't do all that stuff, man. They're natural. He says, I grew up around old country men in the South. They kept that knot in their pocket and a young girl in their passenger seat. For exchange ain't no robbery. I know that program is easy to run over there. Well, it's not a fair exchange, though. And I think this is where we get it all wrong. I don't want to have that argument because I quit having that argument a long time ago. I just say, hey, if she's happy and you're happy, why not? But it's not a fair exchange. Nowhere near a fair exchange. It's not a level playing field that you're coming into. If you just know that, it's going to help you. It's not, man. No matter how desperate you think you are, the woman that you're probably going to meet over here is a whole lot more desperate, her situation. I'm not saying it. I'm just telling you the truth. But you think you're just coming over here, it's just a regular date. She just lives 8,000 miles away from me. Okay. If you want to believe that. John Paul says, my girlfriend doesn't have 2 pesos, but she owns many acres. Yeah. Consider yourself fortunate. He said, we'll be spending a lot more than that in our upcoming visit for 2 weeks. Yeah, but how many people you taking care of, though? You're going to spend a whole lot more than that. He said, I only think that I spent a few $100s on my first trip. Alvin said, Cal, I hear you, but I do listen. I'm not picking on you. I'm just saying that you're not the only one. We all tell ourselves lies like that of what we're not going to do, but we end up doing it. Hey, I need travel. Thanks for that super chat. He said, simp men are making it tough for them to compete. Well, let's talk about, what does dog eat dog mean? Because the title is the dog eat dog world of dating in the Philippines. Everything goes. Nothing's off the table. But I got the definition that says dog eat dog. It's used to refer to a situation of fierce competition in which people are willing to harm each other in order to succeed. This is what we're walking into in the dating over here. It's not just regular dating. If you're 70 years old, you ought to know that a 25-year-old woman isn't really interested in you. Why do we keep having these same discussions over and over and over? Because when you say 70, everybody 60 to 69 thinks you're not talking to them. But it's the same for you if you're 60 and a woman over here is 25. They go to any lengths, guys. That's the advantage they have over us. They'll go to any lengths to get what they want. You're not going to go to any lengths. It's not in you to go to any lengths. You're not made that way. You've been living in basically a lap of luxury compared to what they've been living with over here. So it's not in you to go to any lengths. So they're going to have the edge in that. Whatever it takes, whatever tricks they got to pull out of their sleeve. And this is what we don't realize, man. It's tough over here. It's the Wild Wild West. Everything goes over here. He said 300,000 a month, Philippines. Wow, get you them 4-star hotels, resorts, fine food, and wine. But probably has the true Philippines from your eyes. I did that my first trip. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yes, that's a lot of money, by the way. 300,000 is a fortune over here for you to be spending in one month. It's your money. And if you got it like that, hey, why not? But it's a fortune. And yeah, you're not going to, when you finally do see the real Philippines. Remember I told you to go from the bottom up. Don't go from the top down. It's a whole lot easier when you go from the bottom up. Let things get better and better. Start down here, man. That's what I did. That's why I can appreciate it over here. Get on the public transportation every now and then. See how real people live over here. How are you going to get to know your woman if you don't walk in her shoes just a short distance? Ride a pedicab. Bend all over in the damn thing. And be uncomfortable. Go to, get a hotel with a fan room. Try to get inside her head because it's going to help you. You don't have to do it. What's up, Tim? He said, appreciate the real talk, Cal. Men ought to always tread carefully, especially when traveling overseas, especially when traveling to a place like the Philippines. See, I take it for granted. I'm taking it for granted like, man, these guys ought to know this stuff. It's all this information out here. But they don't know it. I backed off of talking about stuff like this. And I watched that guy's video, and it kind of gave me an idea like, wow, is all this stuff still happening? Why? I know some people have dementia and all that. You can't really help that. But a lot of these guys were just regular guys. No way they should have gotten taken. The one guy that was on the video, he had sent the woman 260,000 pesos without ever seeing her. That's a lot of money over here. That's like you giving a woman in America $260,000. I'm not talking about the exchange rate. I'm talking about the degree of difficulty that it would take a Filipino woman over here, the ones we deal with, the one he gave the money to. Talking about the degree of difficulty it would take for her to get that money in her hand. It's the same degree of difficulty that would take one of my daughters to get 260,000 in their hand over there. It's just an extreme amount of money that he never should have done. He should have known better. We're trying to buy these women over here. You don't have to buy them. Mike Dorseville says, when you go to the Philippines, make sure that you have money in your pocket. If you don't, you'll be very disappointed. Thomas Marshall says, are you able to avoid a sexy woman that wants to give you attention when you're committed already? Well, you know, one thing about the Philippines, honestly, is when they see that you got somebody, even though, you know, you're more attractive when you have a woman than not. A lot of times they're hands off because they don't want to share either. I just don't look them in the eye anymore. I look down when I see a woman. I don't look in the eye. I don't want to be tempted. I don't want to, you know, because my man is so crazy anyway. So I don't look at him more. I don't look him in the eye because I'm happy, man. I'm satisfied. You know, and when you throw your pick away, believe it or not, your woman starts looking better. You start appreciating her more. Believe it or not. I threw my pick away. I did. Because honestly, it's just in my heart of hearts, man. I don't want to roll the dice anymore. And man, I'd have to come up with 11 to really match what I got right now. Because trust means more to me than love, whatever it is we think about love. Love's all over the place. Trust is trust. And I trust my woman. I can sleep at night. She can go somewhere and it don't bother me. She's going out of town today to visit her daughter. They got to move into a new place and all that. I'm not worried about Marilyn doing anything like that. See, and I don't want to start all over again, Thomas. Passport X said, not spending it per month, my emergency funds included. Oh, okay. Most Smith said, start at the top, the tip top. Yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah, the tip top, as far as over here, that's the bottom. What's up, Jesse James? What's going on? What's up, Jim? He said, correct, Cal. He said, good advice, Cal. That's part of the cultural experience. I could really feel how hard it was when I used that toilet that didn't have a seat. He said, man, the peso rate keeps dropping. How low will it go? I don't know if it has anything to do with the presidential election or what. It's 56.32 now. But we're spoiled, Frank. That's a hell of a rate. But when it's been flirting with 59 and just hovering into the 58, mid 58s, you get spoiled. But shit, 56 is a damn good rate. But you're right, it's coming down. He said, LOL, I'll make sure I get a room with an air conditioner and a fan. But, you know, he just made a great point, though, about that. You can come over here and do all of that, and see, that's why when people talk about the infrastructure in the Philippines, well, if you got that kind of money, the Philippines will be just as nice as Thailand. If you can afford to live like that across the board every damn day, but most of us don't. So you can talk all that infrastructure stuff. But if you really want to get into the mind of your woman and find out who you really dealing with and why she's dealing with you, you probably have to hang around her neighborhood a little bit more than one day and kind of just see what she's going through and what she's been through her whole life. But you shouldn't be in a delusion, which most men are in a delusion, because it's easy to believe the good stuff. We want to believe the good stuff, the fairy tale, the sugary bullshit that's being told to us. We don't want to hear that, you know, the women over there might be just as tricky as they are in our own country or something like that. I may have to do a little work when I get over there. They're not just going to fall out of the tree in my lap. And that's really what a lot of guys are telling you. Frank Ellis said, you look them in the eye, you know it's on. Yeah, but then, you know, you're going to be tempted because you can see the intention and, you know, the eyes don't lie. What's up, Mike? Thanks for that super chase. A great topic, bro. Hey, thank you, man. I just want to kind of rewarm some of this stuff because I've taken it for granted, Mike, that most men know this stuff, but they don't. They have no idea the hornet's nest they're walking into. It looks like this fairy tale, but it's not. I mean, even, you know, the true girls are on here, right? Even them, they're not going to tell you the whole story of the true girls. They're only going to take you so far because it messes with their channel. And a lot of these Filipino vloggers have figured that out. Some of them have made the mistake and told you, oh, yeah, I'm married or whatever. I got a boyfriend. And they want you to continue to fantasize. They're certainly not going to tell you anything bad about their life. It's all good. How could it possibly be when your whole life has not been all good? How can it be all good? When every video that you see Filipinos put up there, it's good. They never tell about the hard times in their life, the struggles. They never really tell you that. It's always the sugary stuff. The bad stuff is what's going to endure me to you, that I'm going to relate to you about it. Why won't any of them just get on there and be honest and say, you know what, I got tired of struggling, and I knew that a Filipino man couldn't help me right away. So I want to come on here and get with a foreigner to help me like I see so many other women doing. Why won't they just tell you that? But no, they'll come out with videos, oh, do Filipinos date ugly men? Yeah, you date ugly men. I mean, you know, we deserve better than that is all I'm saying. We give them all our money, all our support, and that's all you get because what we want is soft porn. That's what we want. He said, that's our biggest problem. There's always another one prettier than the last one. That's why you have to know what you got. Thomas, you can't take it for granted. You have to know what you got. You got to be real with yourself and say, you know what? I've got a good one. I got to keep her. When you can trust a woman that's totally different from you, lives 8,000 miles from you, really everything you got in common, you're creating that stuff. Okay, me and Merlin, we've been together for almost 6 years. Excuse me. Everything we got in common, we made that. Because when we met, we had nothing in common. So we were human beings. That was it. We got so much in common now, but we created that from being together. You know, certainly booby, that's the big in common denominator we got. But we got a lot of things in common now. But when you just over here and that's all you looking at is looks, yeah. You got the roving eye. Yeah, I'm telling you from experience. You're never going to be satisfied. You're always going to see somebody younger and prettier every single day. But so does she. So does the woman. So why is she staying with you? But you better know what you got, or you are going to be jumping around. But she can do the same thing. He says, I remember when it was 44. Yeah. I seen it as low Saran a lot as 41, but that was years ago. I'm happy with 56.32 because I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. It's a whole lot better than 50. But if you're not over here, it really don't matter. It's only going to matter when you get here. You can, talk about it all you want, but it's not going to matter to you till you have to start exchanging money. And you're just going to be so happy to be over here. You wouldn't care that it's 50. He said the peso's dropping because of my trip there next week. That's funny. Yeah, I do got to keep her, man. When you got a woman you can trust, number one, but then she's always trying to improve herself. It's like, I've never had that before. Most of the women that I've ever had before, they get complacent. They get spoiled and they let themselves go. She just hasn't been like that. But, as much as we're a good combination, she's a good woman, I still got to pay for everything. This is what you have to understand. So if you got to pay for everything, make sure you got a good woman that you don't mind spending on. We're just spending on any woman that we meet over here. Don't start leading with your wife. Even though you got to do it, it doesn't mean you got to splurge until you know, man, that she's worth it, man. You got to spend, but it's the difference between spending and splurging. We start splurging on women. We don't know if it's going to work out or not. That's my buddy from South Carolina. The very first woman he meets, she brings her two sisters with her. They're staying at the waterfront now. They're from the province, the mountain province. A fan room would have been fine. He puts them in an 8,000 peso a night room, not for one night, but two. They get all the food, ban all the food, takes them to the mall. The woman put him in the friend zone. He said, I do appreciate you holding me accountable when traveling overseas. I saw a YouTuber sharing a TikTok, Pookie's path to disease in Japan. What's he talking about? Robert Sapp said, how much common sense you gonna speak? You really said, oh, preach. Hey, thanks, man. But you've been over here, man. You know I'm not just talking. Yeah, but if you got a good one, you better know what you got. Otherwise, you're going to be popping around like a damn piece of popcorn. You're going to have whiplash because everywhere you go is a younger, prettier one. But can you trust her? Is she going to be the one that's going to bust your damn bubble, that's going to break you and send you home, send you to the U.S. Embassy or whatever it is? Jesse James said, too many of us have not appreciated the good woman by our side. Had wandering eyes and screwed things up. I know it was for me. But, you learn your lesson. You're either going to learn your lesson or you're going to repeat it. And then when you see other men, looking at your woman, you got a good one. You're like, man, you better hold on to that. But then you start having genuine concern for her. Meaning, if you break up, you don't want her out here struggling. You don't want her out here have to go back on the dating site and, deal with, she may not come up with a sunshine show the next time. How many guys she got to go through? It's just a genuine concern you have for people. That plays a part. I just don't want to start over either. He said, yeah, there's a lot of ladies there that aren't worth it. Yeah, they look good. But what looks good is not all good. My mother said, what's sweet isn't good for you. Everything that's sweet isn't good for you. He says, I'll be in your shoes too, Cal. When I retire, my wife will too. But I'll be the only one with a pension and Social Security. Yeah, see, if you can see the value that your woman brings to your life, she makes my life a whole lot easier. Frank L said, hey, Cal, whatever happened to Sam Champion? I really don't know. You know, Sam Champion is a big religious guy. And I think, I'm just saying this, I really don't know. I'm thinking, sometimes, my views on religion maybe. I don't know. I can't ask you that. A lot of my, just biggest supporters, they're no longer around anymore. Something that I said, or maybe their wife don't like what I'm saying, because that goes a long way too. A lot of Filipino women don't like what I say. Even Marilyn don't like it. A lot of stuff I say, she don't like it because it's the truth. They say the same things about us. So it sounds funny when they hear somebody saying the same things about them. Guys, we're being made fun of over here. We're the butt of jokes over here for real. Okay, they expect you to spend money over here and all of that. Jasmine Rice. Come on, guys. I mean, look at these guys. He said, with my Ray-Bans on, and she seen one of your vlogs about that shades topic. Yeah, otherwise, they see you peeking around and, booty watching, man. It's going to cause some problems, dude. Okay, I'm sorry, but it is. Truth says, I finally let my lady work a job online. 5 years of me telling her no and just paying everything. She did not like that. It was all on my shoulders. She felt like I should not have to pay for everything. Yeah, it just depends, It's not a whole lot of money that they can bring to the table. But it gives us something. Maybe it gives us some purpose, gives our life some meaning. But I mean, it's going to take time away from me for what? Even if Merle was earning $20,000 a month. We got a 4-year-old daughter. Just go to the gym. I take care of everything else. Just don't do nothing stupid. But she knows if she wants to, she can work. But it's just like, $20,000 a month. Look at that. Yeah, Eddie says the land is beautiful and so is the scenery. Beauty is beneath the surface, looks are superficial. That's Marilyn not just say that. She was talking about how beautiful, what's the lady's name, Marilyn, that you said was so beautiful last night? Jolene, what's her name? They used to be married to Brad Pitt. Angelina Jolie. I said, well, she don't look like that now. We were watching Battle of the War of the Smiths or something, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And I said, she don't look like that now. I said, beauty fades. And you're right. But that's the way I feel about the Philippines, period, Eddie. People always want to focus on the negative stuff. I just focus on the real beauty that's there. I love living in the tropics. And remember, I can move anytime I want. I mean, I'm not going to sit in any place and just pick it apart and talk about the negative things and all that. Hell, you might as well leave. It's there, but it's everywhere, really. But I'm in the Philippines, so I don't spend a whole lot of time being around those things because I didn't create them, and I can't solve it by myself. He said the trick is to move your eyes, but keep your head from turning. Yeah, he said Ray-Bans won't do. You need some wraparound one-way shades. Well, it's the you better have something. Yeah, you better have something. Because once they see you doing that, man, it's going to take some shine off of you. They want your 100% attention, even though they're looking. See, that's another thing. Remember I told you we got a bad reputation over here. They think that we want every woman over here, and the women think that. I was so mad on the bus last week. I'm coming from Dumagetti, and I got two big Shirleys sitting next to me. And the one doesn't want me to, like she don't want me to touch her. And then she asked the other one, was we together? And they're like, oh, no. I'm looking at them like, lady, I don't want you. I promise you I don't. You don't have to worry about me. You know, and that's just one of the drawbacks of our reputation over here and being somebody over here who no longer has that intention. The women over, every woman over here thinks you want them. So I don't look at them. I don't look at them in the eye or anything because they think, oh, he wants me. And, you know, that's just a turn off to me. Lady, I'm thinking about something else. I'm thinking about, 100 other things. I don't want to talk to you. But that's what they think, man. And you'll see it when you get over here. So I just, just to keep the peace, I don't speak. If they say, hey, sunshine shows or something like that, I speak. But other than that, man, I'm not. He said, no, they see you looking. He said, yeah, Angelina Jolie has fallen off. Yeah, she's older now. Beauty fades. But that's an old movie. But, as a man, that's one of the things about me, and I believe a lot of marriages fail because of that. The woman falls off. She's not as nice looking as she used to be. And some men don't stay for the ending. They don't want to see that ending. So they bail. But it's the same thing. If you go broke, she going to bail. Men always talk about that stuff. Oh, yeah, if I went broke, I believe my woman would stay with me. I don't live hypothetically. You don't know what will happen. You think you know. So if her looks fade, depending on how old you are, you're probably going to bail. If all of a sudden she becomes Big Shirley, you go from Victoria's Secrets, buying her stuff at Victoria's Secrets, to now you buying it at Walmart or Shopee online now, Chu says, I went broke in 2020 and she went hungry for several months and never left me. He said, I have to tell my wife that he's not talking to the Filipino, he's talking to us foreigners. Yeah, I am. And that's the thing, Mike. You're always going to be misinterpreted over here. So some subjects I don't even talk about anymore because they're going to misinterpret me. And I don't have time, I can't choose my audience. But today I'm not even talking about all Filipinos. I'm not even talking about all foreigners. I'm saying that this doesn't happen to everyone, Mike. Tell your wife this. Only the ones who don't heed the warnings and who think that circumstances don't matter or they're the same everywhere. I wouldn't have this conversation if it wasn't happening. So even if a Filipino is listening and she's getting offended, she can't deny that men are being taken advantage over here. Taken advantage of. It doesn't mean all Filipinos are going to do it, but you can't deny that fact. It's too many stories out there in the public, not the ones, that doesn't even count the ones we don't hear about. And it's because, they think that it's an easier, softer way over here, but it's not. Hey, Eddie said, I still like to watch your channel because you're so laid back and have a way with words. Well, thank you. He says a dog eat dog with Filipinos and Filipinos. No, it's real life with them. Because they've got something on Facebook now that tells the whole story. Merlin was reading it to me yesterday. It says, you know, when Filipino and a Filipino get together, you know, there is no boom boom. When he wants to do the boom boom, he says, "Well, buy me a." She says, "Well, buy me a phone first," and it goes on like that, right? But then she says, "This is on Facebook," and it was something. How she's talking about how the relationship goes between a Filipino and Filipino, and she runs it out. But then here's how it goes with the foreigner and the Filipino. First night they meet. They go to the hotels, boom, boom. They take her shopping, take the family shopping, and then go home broke. Talking about us. You know, see, they're making jokes about us over here. But we don't matter. But if you say something about the Filipino, they get offended, but they can joke on us and make us look bad all day long. But it's all kind of stuff like that going on around here. They already know why we're here, why you're here. That's all I want you to know. It's people over here are not stupid. They're not naive. They're not from outer space. This has been going on for years and years and years, decades, centuries, really. It's nothing new. So why does it keep happening? It has a lot to do with us, the man. What is that?
Beef.
No. Yeah, they play a whole lot harder ball with us. What was that you was reading to me yesterday? Remember you said, like a Filipino asked, they get together with the Filipino and then she asked for a phone and, you know, it basically was how it is when a Filipino and a Filipino is together and when a Filipino and a foreigner is together. It's two different things. Yeah, he said motherboard, Macy's rack. Yeah. I'm not confused. I'm not lying to myself. I know what I'm looking at. If I could show y'all the woman I went to the prom with, and they don't look much better than that, what I'm dealing with, what I would have to deal with in America. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not going to lie to myself. So that's why men like to come to the Philippines. Okay, you get another, you know, you got a better selection. But there's still some things you need to know. You can't just jump over here thinking that, oh, I can deal with top tier women over here. Women over here are inferior. So we try to tell you, we try to give you some information, but you're not listening. You just signed a contract. You don't read the fine print. So you think all women over here are good. You think all women over here are easy. They're all Christians. They're all traditional. They're never going to scam you. But it's all in the fine print. They're saying, hey, you signed this contract. You come over here and you deal with these women. More than likely it's not going to happen, but it's in the fine print. The devil's in the detail. So when it does happen, you can't say that they didn't tell you or we didn't tell you. And that's what it is. We think that we're better than them some kind of way because of our standard of living and everything like that. Because we have a little bit more money and we were fortunate enough to be born when we were born and where we were born. But the rules, man, are so different over here. I'm going to go back over here before I get off of here. But, you know, the dog-eat-dog world of dating in the Philippines. Vloggers, we've covered it all, really. Anything else we're doing now, we're just rewarming and stuff. It's leftovers. So I don't feel sorry for men when they come over here and they get screwed over. I used to feel sorry for them. I don't feel sorry anymore. It's too much information out there. You ought to know what you're getting into. It's a lot deeper than what you think. It's a lot more serious. It's a lot more sinister than what you think. When you got women just sitting on a dating site waiting for you, I don't care how good she is. She wants you for what you got and what you can provide, period. Nothing else matters. So dog eat dog just simply means it's used to refer to a situation of fierce competition. If you don't think it's fierce competition on the dating site, you against me, the Filipino against other Filipinos, okay, in which people are willing to harm each other in order to succeed. That's what you're walking into over here. The playing field is not fair. It's not even. No matter how desperate you think you are, she's a whole lot more desperate. And they're willing to go to any lengths, man, to get you. And your money and a good life and all of that stuff like that. That's just facts. They get mad at me because I'm just stating facts. It's eat or be eaten over here. You got to keep an honest woman honest. So there's no more Mr. Nice Guy anymore. Just let her know, hey, you know, if you're gonna keep things above board, I'm willing to work with you. But if I can't trust you, if you're not into me, you're just really into what I can do for you, I don't want you. Because I know somebody else is out there. Now, I'm going to spend anyway. But I want somebody at least that can fool me into thinking they're into me. Because if you got to wonder if a Filipino's into you or not, she's not. It's real easy to tell. They fuss over you, man, for the eternity that you're together. There's nothing she won't do to satisfy you, to please you. Okay? But remember, that's what gives them the advantage. You're not willing to go to any length. You're not cut from that cloth. You haven't had to live like that, like they live over here. The lifestyle you live over there, no matter how much you think you're struggling over there, man, it's like living in a lap of luxury to them. But they're really, man, I'm talking about, they're not too far away from absolute poverty, where sometimes they go 24 hours, 48 hours without eating anything. Okay? You don't believe me. So don't ever let your guard down for a long, long time. And see, this is what they want. They want the commitment from you. They want you to let your guard down. So that's why the first night you with them, they're going to do everything you want them to do. It's all part of that dog-eat-dog world. This is the Wild Wild West. So you're liable to run into a bad one over here that would take you for everything you got. That would chat with 3 or 4 men. Okay? LDRs are for suckers. Okay? I'm sorry. Get mad at me if you want to. Okay?
Lower down.
You better close that gap. The sooner the better. Okay? Because once she starts itching, there's going to be somebody that's going to scratch that. You can't scratch it from 8,000 miles away. It's mental and physical torture. And even if it does work out, you lose something in all that distance and all that time away from each other. It's never going to be the same. Trust has to be earned and not traded for a piece of booty. I'm sorry. That's what we do. Trust has to be earned. Don't trust these women. You can't trust them as far as you can see them, as far as you can throw them. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Start asking the tough questions. Make sure you got some demands, some requirements.
Have to go.
But remember, are they leaving?
Yeah, I would
That's all you're taking?
I mean, the whole bag.
I'm not putting down Filipino people out of the country because the women that we're dealing with on these dating sites, they're not they don't represent the typical Filipinos. They're a little bit hungrier. They take a lot more risks, certainly. They're a lot more craftier, trickier. If you don't believe me, for a woman to put themselves out there like that, if she only knew what was on them dating sites. Some of us are man, I talk about it all the time. See, they have no idea. They think all foreigners are the same. They don't have no idea that there's a certain type of expat that's drawn to the Philippines, to Southeast Asia. Some grimy clowns, man, that they could end up with, and a lot of them do. But we're giving them the impression that we need them more than they need us, when it's just not true. No matter what you think, it's not true. But that's the impression we're giving off. So that's why a lot of the women over here, they think they're top tier when they're not. They're nowhere near top tier. And if you tell them, nah, it's okay, I'm not interested. If enough guys tell them that, things will change. But when the whole world is telling you that you're beautiful, you start believing it. So yeah, they've gotten a lot picky over here. They've got a lot more demands and requirements now, but that's our fault. Because the dust is going to eventually settle, and you're going to see that it's just not true. But bloggers, I'll say this, I'm going to get off here. We're the fine print that y'all ignore when you signing these contracts. The devil's in the details. We telling you everything. We've covered all the bases. But you just won't listen because it's usually the messenger that you don't like. Everything you experience in the Philippines, good or bad, we've already experienced. That's why we're talking about it. There's not enough bloggers. You say it is, but it's really not. Because there's too many people talking about the same thing. We need bloggers who are going to talk about their experience. Everybody's experience is not the same. But yeah, we are the fine print. And everybody's guilty of it. When you bought that car, you know, good and damn well, you was just so happy to get the loan and drive that car off the lot. You didn't read all that crazy stuff, man, that they write in those contracts. That's why the record industry is so crazy, the fine print. When the artist, he's not even a person anymore.
You need to rest your eyes too.
There's some crazy stuff in the fine print, guys. Read the fine print.
Movie.
This isn't the easy, softer path that you think it is.
Okay?
They're going to grind you up, man,
Okay.
over here. So many men who are supposed to be intelligent. I'm a millionaire. I'm so successful. They come over here, man.
Kiss Mama, I'll be back. Kiss Mama.
They have no idea what they walked into. A hornet's nest. Really.
Don't pull my shot and eat.
Hey, Michael Alexander said, Brother County can't handle the truth. I know. They say I'm too blunt.
Stay there.
He said, you need to do one of these every week. I do, Michael, believe it or not. Because we forget.
Okay? Not cell phone all the time.
They say it's like, oh, it's like everything back at home. It's like the same everywhere around the world. No, she's unlike anything you've ever dealt with. I've never dealt with this before. Look at this. Okay. See you later. Be careful. Booby. Quit looking over here.
She will stay here.
Yeah. Oh, she's not going?
No, Mama's not here.
Oh, okay. It's just me and
The food
Booby?
is ready, no.
Okay. Hey, Pony 7 says, hey, Cal from Florida. He said, we used to be on YouTube, but I removed the videos. I was thinking maybe restarting it. Not sure yet. Maybe next year. I wouldn't let people stop me from doing a YouTube channel. You know, a lot of people do YouTube just to document their time over here, their time abroad, because that's what's so amazing about YouTube. Me and Merlin, we were watching, I don't know why, but my old videos of us building this house popped up. And she was like, wow, I'm glad you documented that. I said, I'm so glad I did too, because it's just amazing when you look at that. It's an empty field. Then they put up the bamboo structures and everything. I mean, from day one all the way till it was done. So don't cheat yourself out of that because you may gain some traction and a few trolls and haters going to come your way. Hey, thanks, T. Williams. He said, this is good information. Eddie said, you know your stuff about how foreign women need a man to save them. Yeah, but we give off the impression, we're giving off the impression, Eddie, that we need them more than we really do. We certainly don't need them more than they need us, guys. This is a struggle over here. These women are on that dating site for a reason. It's because they really, really, really got it bad. So they're willing to put themselves out there like that. But we mess it up for ourselves. By being so damn we can't even wait to get to know the woman or nothing. Man, we get off the plane. We don't realize why the relationship takes off like a rocket ship. Because she's willing to go to any damn length to get what she wants out of you. And they're going to do it. Why should we even be having a discussion about 72-year-old men and 22-year-old women? I could actually be arguing with guys like that in these big age gap relationships who really think that the woman, oh yeah, we got so much in common. You know, I don't care, but I'm just saying, live in reality, man. Don't be, that's the only reason why they were able to flip the script. She's living in reality. You're living in a fantasy. She knows why she's with you. You don't. He says, always looking over your shoulder, stay alert. He says, a hard pill to swallow for guys like me who are still on the hamster wheel and can't stay there, Cal, but I understand, keep speaking the truth. Well, it doesn't mean you can't take a trip over here. Just because we tell this information, this is just part of the story, a small part of the story. There's good women over here. The Philippines is a great place to visit and retire. It's no reason for you not to come over here. We're talking about the fools, basically. The know-it-alls who come over here and end up getting their heads busted. You see it. I'm just talking about it. You already see it happening. The guy put out that video. Now, he should put out a video like that every week. He probably could if he did his research. We could put a video out like that really every day. And he would never run out of material. Because I did some videos about, when Filipinos kill. And they done killed us. And then I did, the opposite. When foreigners kill their Filipino wives and stuff. You can make them videos all day long. But that's no reason for you not to come over here. It's just so that you can get some truth. That it's not all strawberries and cream. Yeah, they're picky. And Blizzard LeBron says they should be more picky. Yeah, but they can't afford to be. Not like we can be. See, we can afford to be picky, but we're not picky. It's the opposite. We certainly need to be more picky. What time is Travis says, I feel a lot better, Cal. Thanks, brother. No, thank you, man. You don't have to get married, man. Get them people out of your life. Get them, man, look. If you get married to her because they're telling you to get married, man, that's just the beginning. Okay, there's a reason why she's not married. You only been with her 2.5 years or whatever it is, 3 years or whatever. Hell, you said your woman's 37. So where's the family been all those other years? Now they're trying to pressure you. If you let them get up in your business right now, dude, that's just the beginning. It's not going to last. It's going to be hell. No, you don't have to have tough skin to make it here. Well, you do in a way, because you're not at home. And there's a lot of things that you got to deal with over here. But it's not nearly as bad as what you may think, because you're hearing some truth today. Well, hell, it's just a little smidgen of truth. All you got to do to get rid of that, Eddie, is cut on YouTube and put Philippines in, and all the sugary stuff, 1,000 videos of sugary stuff is going to come up. It's going to make you forget about this discussion we're having right now. They said those Bill videos were cool. Yeah, but we're just talking about documenting your life. Don't let a few trolls scare you from documenting that, man. You'll be shocked. You'll be sad that you didn't do it. He said we put YouTube videos of us going to the mall and out to eat and watching TV. Also of me proposing to her. At first, she was wondering why I was recording everything. Now she's glad we have those videos. Yeah. Yeah, playing peekaboo online with them. Y'all think I just be playing when I talk about, man, that we have a better dating pool than the Filipinos have. No way I would change places with them. Not saying that they're the prize. I'm not saying that we're the prize when they get a good one. But they get lucky. We don't get lucky. We get unlucky. They get lucky when they reach into that cesspool that they got to reach in and pull out a good man. So if they don't hear nothing else, I say, look, if you're Filipino out there and you got a good man and you continue to bend over backwards for him. Because if you throw him back and roll those dice, good luck. But thank y'all so much for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. He said, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, see, but if you say stuff like that, they get mad at you. So I won't say it. You should easily be able to decipher that for yourself. But you don't see it that way. You're looked at as the beggar because they flipped it around. You're looked at as the beggar because they'll tell you, oh, you can't get a woman in your home country because they've heard other guys like me say it. All you got to do is say, well, how do you know? You never been to my country. You never seen me in my country and how I move over there. But I'm over here now watching you. I see how you live. I see what you all about. It's not hearsay anymore. But take care, everybody. I'll see y'all next time.